Hello folks, and welcome to my little cabin in the woods. I'm out in Canmore, Canmore area I guess, and today we're going to go up to Banff and we're going to see how my Action 3 works. This is primarily a little experiment for me, just to see which modes I like and which I don't like and what works and what doesn't work, but I thought the best way to do that is to wait until I'm here around Banff and just go walking around the town, and we'll try out some of the different modes and see how they work. As you can see here, I've got a little neck harness so you guys can come with me. I've got the selfie stick too, but I don't know if I'm going to be using it. And yeah, you'll have to excuse me because I'm a little tired. I didn't sleep too well last night. I did sleep though, which is rare for me at these types of places, but yeah, I didn't sleep too well. So yeah, yesterday was the drive up, and it was a long day because issues with the car, which is why I'm here in the first place, but we won't talk about that. Anyhow, how am I going to do this video? Well, I'm going to try at least 3 different modes, I think. We'll try the HDR. We'll try the thing in normal mode. And then maybe we'll try these things. I don't know if we're going to be able to. Let me show you why. It is really overcast out there. I don't know if you can see anything. Let's try a different window. Yeah, it's really overcast out there, so I don't think we're going to be able to do much with the Neewer filters, provided they're even any good. So yeah, for audio, I've got the zoom thing here. As mentioned in my little Sony video, I had a card fail in it, so I don't know if these cards are going to work or if the next one's going to fail. I bought a 5-pack of Patriot 32 gig cards, and one of them's shot now, so trying another one. That's all I can do. I could use one of my drone cards with it. That's kind of a last resort option. I need to be able to trust these Patriot cards though, so I'm going to try another one today and we'll see how that goes. Now I do have this microphone. I may attach this to my hat so we can get ambient audio, but that'll be mono only if I do that. Otherwise, the other option is for me to just carry this with the dead cat I got for it and look incredibly conspicuous doing so, but I don't know. I'll decide what I want to do with that when I get there, I guess. And I've got my Anker power bank here, just in case I need to charge up on the batteries. But they're all charged. One's in the camera, so one's not in there. And yeah, I've got my little mirrorless mover from Think Tank here for a bag, just in case I need to put stuff away. So yeah, that's the plan, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this very well, but let's get up to Banff and let's see what we can find.
Some people like a man.
Yeah, that one too. It's gotten worse. I mean, it's gotten worse and worse. That was so wrong.
Sí, sí, muy bonito.
Hey, because it's when we're here, so it's yeah. Number is always I don't remember here being with these. Who is this? Go back, back, back.
I might even be there at 8 p.m.
Parang kulay na yellow. Diba?
Oh, naku. Dilawan siya siya.
Okay, so I'm in the Cascade shops. We're gonna film a second segment of this. I think we're gonna do 4K 30 HDR now. As you can see, I got tired of the microphone on the hat, so I'm just gonna have to dead cat the thing like this and just hold it in front of me while I walk around. So let's get started, shall we?
It is very nice.
刚来的时候，刚来的跟我同学，哎，我等会儿过去开车。
Okay, so I'm just about ready to start filming the next segment here, and as luck would have it, the clouds kind of cleared up, and I think we're going to actually get to use these filters here if the camera will focus. Oh well, doesn't matter if it does or not. Don't know exactly why it won't focus, but whatever. Oh, there we go. Anyhow, I decided to go back to the car and get my spare SD cards for the audio recorder, just in case. So hopefully everything will go okay. So far so good. But yeah. As it happens, there are quite a few people around town today, this being a long weekend at all, so like I said earlier, I'm getting quite the migraine out of this, so I hope I live to see the end of this day. Anyhow, let me see if I can figure out which of these filters to use under these particular lighting conditions, and we'll just go for a stroll along the Bow River and hopefully not meet too many people, because I am just about done with all these people. The anxiety disorder does not like being around all these people. Anyhow, yeah, let me get set up again and we'll go again. Alright, it looks like we're going with the ND16 polarizer, so let's see what we can do. And more importantly, let's see if we can kill the battery on this thing, or get it to overheat and shut down. Those are the things I want to figure out with this. Can we do 4K 60 without making her overheat? Okay, so this video is getting a part 4. I'd forgotten in Banff that I was going to do a de-Cinelike thing with this and see how that turns out. So that's what we're going to do now, but we're going to do it in Canmore. I don't know if you see the vehicle speeding by, but also I don't know if you see those mountains up ahead, but we're going to go shoot them. At least that's the plan. So let me get my stuff out of the back here, and we'll be on our way. Now, because our horizon was all kinds of crooked back in Banff, I decided I would go ahead and turn on the horizon stabilizer. So we're going to see how that works too. Lots of fun. Talk about a low bridge that had to be like 7 feet clearance. Good thing I'm not quite that tall. Alright, so as we mosey on down the trail here, I just thought I'd give you my final thoughts as to the DJI Action 3 and what I think of the various modes I tried on this particular video. I'm actually not sure I'll be using HDR very often, and I'll tell you why. I'm finding that if I underexpose enough to keep the highlights in the clouds from blowing out, I can actually bring up enough lift in DaVinci Resolve to compensate for the loss of shadow detail. So I think I'm probably going to be doing that quite a lot with this camera. And as far as 4K 60 goes, I was happy with that too, but it does tend to chew up battery a little bit, with HDR coming in a close second as to battery usage. Neither was really bad, I found, but it's just enough that I think I would rather stay in 4K 30 most of the time. Now, these Neewer filters I bought, am I happy with those? Yes. I'm actually quite happy with those. I didn't think they'd be as good quality as they ended up being. But yeah, I think for most things I do with this camera, I'm probably going to end up using the Neewer filters along with 4K 30, and I think I might skip D-Cinelike for most of my footage as well, because I'm not actually sure I'm really that fond of having to process every single video segment that gets stored in the camera. Because yeah, that's one of the Achilles heels of this camera, is it splits up the footage into different video segments. And if you want to do D-Cinelike, you've got to go in and process every single segment as you go along, and that gets annoying for me. So yeah, am I happy with the DJI Action 3? I am actually quite happy with it. Whether or not it's any much better than the GoPro Hero whatever it is that's the latest out these days, I don't know. I don't have one, so I couldn't tell you. I will say it would have been nice to have the extra resolution from the GoPro, because you can crop in further on that and still get your full 4K. And because earlier in this video I didn't have the horizon stabilizer on, everything was so crooked that I had to straighten it manually, and those segments aren't actually in 4K anymore as a result. So yeah, it would have been nice to have a little more resolution. But for all intents and purposes, I'm very happy with this camera. I would buy it again. And yeah, there's quite a bit of footage coming up from this camera on this trip that was shot D-Cinelike, so I've got no choice but to process all that stuff as I go along. But yeah, D-Cinelike is probably not going to get much use from me on this camera. So that's the way the cookie crumbles for this camera. I'm happy I got it. There's a ton of footage coming from the trip from this camera, so I've gotten pretty well used to it by now. So I guess that's it for this trip. I'm going to close out this video by showing you some of the footage from the Nikon Z50, which I ran for 30 minutes at the end of this footage. So you're going to be able to compare that against my Action 3 footage as well. So that's it for today. Take care, guys.